What's up everyone? Some people talk about Fessy, some people talk about Devin, and some people talk about Frenchie, but we need to talk about Kyle Moore. We've got so much to talk about, so welcome to your Kyle Moore Chaos Craziness Calamity HoH Rain live feed update. Alright folks, now right before we get started, if you haven't already, I would appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button, and also hitting the like button really helps me out. I need that done this season to help me, so please hit the like button, and also hit the bell icon to get notified every single time a brand new upload goes live on the channel. Okay, so I figured today, rather than trying to talk through every little thing that's been going on in the background through the live feed update, I figured I'll do us all a favour, including myself, and just try to make sense of Kyle's HoH reign. It's been absolute chaos, and some would argue the worst HoH in Big Brother history. I am almost leaning towards that. In fact, I am. I know people say Frenchie's was bad in Big Brother 23. In my opinion, Frenchie's was the worst up to that point, but I feel like Kyle might have topped it. He has basically tanked his own game, as well as so many other people's in the house, that it's totally just backfired on him to the point where he's going to be blindsided at the end of the week, and we'll get to that obviously, but we should start at the very beginning because, say it with me, it's a very good place to start. Now, Kyle won head of household. That's where it all went wrong to start off with, and he immediately showed himself as somebody who is, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people would agree, he is somebody who loves to be the centre of attention, somebody who loves attention, somebody who loves to be the person who has the loudest voice in the room, the person that everybody looks at. And when you've got somebody like that, both in life and in the Big Brother house, it can equal a disaster. So when somebody like that in life or in the Big Brother house is put into a position of power, it can go to their head, and it has. Kyle loves the attention and he loves the power, and as a result he is thinking he is Mr. HoH, as it were, and thinking he is basically the dictator of the house. And to say it's been chaos would be an understatement. He initially thought, okay, great, we'll it feels like it was about 5 years ago at this point, to be fair, but he said, because this week feels like it's been so long, he said to Jess, you might be the person going up, and then it wasn't Jess, and then it was, you know, he spoke to all the background people, essentially, the people who were floating in the background, and they kind of were wiped off the table totally, and then there was all sorts of going backwards and forth of every single person who would go speak to Kyle, he would believe the last person that spoke to him. That's what would happen. Kyle wouldn't have an idea in his head, or he wouldn't listen to his closest ally. Marty would come in and he'd listen to what Marty said, and then Steph would come in and he'd listen to what Steph said, and then Josh would come in, and then it would be Moose, or then it would be Hamon, and then it would be Tiny, and he would just listen to the last person and change his mind every single time. Already a recipe for disaster, but a recipe for incredible viewing for us. So then it basically kind of gets around that loads and loads of people have been chatting crap about Steph and saying Steph should be the one to go up on the block sheet. So then Kyle is basically making the integrity move of, you know, the house is saying this, but realistically it's just a cop-out. It's an excuse for him to think he's making a big move, something that's a bit controversial. And, you know, Kyle has repeatedly told the cameras and told other house guests that he wants to go down as a Big Brother legend and he wants to make big moves. And oh man, he really does love being the centre of attention. And I even put out on my Twitter last night, I'll plug it while it's up there, TV Talks with Tom. As a general rule in life, this is just me, this is one of my values, I stay away from people who can't function without being the centre of attention. I've met people like that before, and I don't like those people. I don't have respect for those people. I view those people as just pathetic, in my opinion. And while I don't know Kyle personally, I can't go as far to say that, but watching him on Big Brother, his game has been pathetic. Not him on a personal level, but his game has been pathetic. And anyway, he says he's going to make the integrity move. So then he brings Steph up and says, Steph, I'm going to nominate you. We talked about this the other day. Steph blows up. Why are you doing this? You know, and then she asks, who's been saying my name? And Kyle goes, I'm not going to say any names but Moose. And then Steph runs out the HoH room, drags Moose upstairs, and then Moose has it out with Steph. And then Moose all of a sudden is able to talk himself out of this hole that he's dug himself into, and basically go, he's elaborating and talking his way through everything that he has said and justifying why he said it, and, you know, basically pinning the blame on other people. And then after that, Kyle kind of goes, hang on, Moose was actually incredibly good at talking there. I'm going to target Moose now. So then all of a sudden the nominations are revealed and it's Moose and Steph. So this is already, the target's probably changed 4-5 times at this point within the space of 24 hours. I feel like I just need to take a breather there for a moment, folks. So let's cut to the next clip. Alright, take a deep breath, folks, and let's delve into the next part of Kyle's disastrous head of household reign. So, with the veto coming up, of course, Moose would be gunning for it, and Steph would be gunning for it, and Betty is sat there thinking, oh my god, how was I not put up on the block? So she feels in a good position right now, but we can see, as we saw in last night's episode, Betty is utterly done with Kyle anyway. She is just like, thinks he's annoying, and you know, Kyle was getting changed and everything as he was showing his HoH room, and Betty just stood there like, is this guy for real? And do you know what? Her face there just represented all of us viewers just thinking, is this guy for real? Anyway, veto comes around, and Moose wins the power of veto, throwing a total wrench in Kyle's HoH and giving us even better viewership for the week. So now the question comes, who is Kyle going to put up as a replacement nominee? And initially it was thinking, okay, Betty's going up first. So Betty obviously started to panic after that. But then Marty plants the idea in Kyle's head that Josh should be the person to go up. And then Kyle's thinking, oh, maybe that's right, maybe that's right. And then Kyle maybe thinks, maybe I'll put Summer up, maybe I'll put Tynesha up. And, you know, all these names are getting thrown around, and Kyle's confiding in all sorts of these different people in the house. He goes to Helena, who is the person who is going around telling everybody what everybody else is saying. The worst person you can confide in. I love Helena, she's fantastic. He tells Helena everything here, and then Helena basically has this reaction after he's gone of, like, dude, like, are you for real? Like, who do you think you are, essentially? And she then spills the beans to Tynesha and Summer and Josh, and then her mom finds out, and her mom thinks, is this dude for real? Is this dude actually for real? Like, you know, we were in a really great position at the beginning of this week. You know, we had this big alliance, and I was in a great social position, and her mom's thinking, you've screwed my game up, Kyle. You've basically messed up my game. So then people start to go, enough's enough. We're done with Kyle Moore. So now the plot for the blindside starts. Veto ceremony comes round. Josh has been put up as the replacement nominee, and Steph is sat there thinking, it's not me, I'm not going anywhere, because Steph's been on the block for essentially the whole week now, and she's believing she's a pawn. But a good old big brother blindside is in place, not to blindside Steph, but it will blindside Steph, but to blindside Kyle Moore. He brought it on himself, and it's going to happen. It's likely going to happen, leaving Gino, JC Lynn, Kyle, who's the HoH and doesn't have a vote this week, but has continually said, if it comes down to a tie, I'll vote to evict Josh. It's a 6-5, the closest it can get. It's 11 votes, it can't be a tie, Kyle. Somebody who wants to be a legend can't even do the math right. I don't even know what to think at this point. But yeah, Gino, Marty and JC Lynn and Kyle will be left out of the vote, and everybody else sends Steph out the door. Hermon is so annoyed that he's willing to vote his own kind of showmance out the door, sending Steph out. He said it's nothing personal against Steph, she's just a casualty of war. Kyle brought this on himself, not me. Kyle asked for this, because if they at this point vote to evict Josh, then they're just giving Kyle all that he wants. So people are so pissed and annoyed at him that they want to go, they want to give him the middle finger and say, screw you, Kyle, and they want to evict Steph. It's, as I said, it's nothing personal against Steph, it's literally to spite Kyle, and I think rightfully so. It's a sucky one, because I mean, I've talked all week about how, you know, I'm not necessarily rooting for Steph on a personal level, but I do have a crush on Steph, so I don't want to go this early. But equally, Josh seems like a really great guy, really nice guy, and I kind of just want to see the chaos as well of the blind side. There's positives and negatives for me on both sides, but as far as, if we cancel crushes out, as far as Big Brother goes, I would rather see Steph blindsided, because that'll create for great entertainment that we'll probably even be talking about in 3 years' time. So that's kind of what I want to happen, and it's likely what's going to happen. It's Tuesday right now, if you're watching this on Tuesday, and eviction night's on Thursday, and I would almost go out on a limb and say, well, do you know what? Screw that. Not even on a limb. I feel like there's a 90% chance of the blindside happening, but then again, this week has been absolute chaos, and anything else could happen in the build-up to it. Kyle could get wind of it and find out, and then something else could happen, and I don't even know, but I'm very excited for it, and I'm excited to buckle in and watch the rest of the week. And to my US viewers who aren't watching the Canadian series, I've said this before and I'll say it again, get on board. If you're not watching this, this is just next level. We would never see this crap in Big Brother US, like ever. Like Big Brother US, it's just predictable week after week. Okay, we take out this outcast, then we take out this outcast, and then all the physically fit people make it to the end. That doesn't happen here. That does not happen. people aren't afraid to make moves. People aren't afraid to make blindsides on week 3. People aren't afraid to make the move that they want to. Literally every single week so far, somebody on the block has won the power of veto. That never happens ever until like week 8, if we're lucky, on Big Brother US. So let me emphasise, if you are my US viewers coming in to watch just the Canadian catch-up videos and see what I'm talking about, please, please, please watch it. And if you're asking me how to watch it, I can't describe it myself because I'm rubbish at describing it. Jolene Lunzer, my wonderful friend Jolene, she does a great video on it, on how to watch it if you're outside of Canada. And also the website Hamster Watch also talks you through it. It's simple as hell, and you'll be grateful, put it that way. But folks, it has been absolute chaos with Carl's HoH reign, and shows no end in sight yet. We've got 2 days still to go, and Lord knows what's going to happen. Lord knows, but the dynamics have basically had a reset button this week, and there's no telling what's going to happen moving forwards in this game, and I absolutely love it. That is all of your Kyle Chaos Craziness Calamity HoH Rain live feed update for today, folks. I thoroughly hope you all enjoyed watching, and I'm going to give myself a damn pat on the back for actually remembering to say all that. But wow, I mean, I feel like just talking through that there, I have tried to make sense of it myself. I've tried to make sense of it for you guys. I am in awe of everybody else that's been able to do this over the past few days. I've taken a little break, and that's kind of what I'm going to be doing with the Canadian one. Obviously, it's not as full on as a US one because the viewership's obviously way bigger. Don't get me wrong, I am actually enjoying the Canadian one more than the US one. But having said that, I'm just going to take little breaks here and there. So if you don't hear from me for a day or 2 or whatever, it's just because that's what my plans are for the Canadian one. I will sometimes be more focused on just enjoying the show as a viewer rather than as an updater. And yeah, that's just how I'm feeling about this one. But I'm so utterly grateful for everybody who continues to come back, though. That just means the absolute world to me. And I hope everybody enjoyed today's update and actually understood it. I totally am there for you if you don't understand it, because do you know what? There's a fraction of me that doesn't understand it as well. So oh God, yeah, this is just, it's craziness, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. In the words of McDonald's, I am loving it. But folks, thank you so much for watching as always. I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think of Carl's HoH reign? Would you like to see Steph evicted? Would you like to see Josh evicted? Would you like to see Carl blindsided? There's just so much to talk about, so let me know in the comment section below. But thank you for watching as always. Make sure that you're staying safe, staying positive, and staying healthy out there. And remember to be kind to one another. But folks, in the meantime, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to all of that good stuff. But until your next Kyle Chaos Crazy Calamity HoH Rain live feed update, I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.